من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها النبي إذا طلقتم النساء فطلقوهن لعدتهن وأحصوا العدة واتقوا الله ربكم لا تخرجوهن من بيوتهن ولا يخرجن إلا أن يأتين بفاحشة مبينة وتلك حدود الله ومن يتعد حدود الله فقد ظلم نفسه لا تدري لعل الله يحدث بعد ذلك أمرا فإذا بلغن أجلهن فأمسكوهن بمعروف أو فارقوهن بمعروف وأشهدوا ذوي عدل منكم وأقيموا الشهادة لله ذلكم يوعظ به من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه إن الله بالغ أمره قد جعل الله لكل شيء قدرا واللائي يئسن من المحيض من نسائكم إن ارتبتم فعدتهن 3 أشهر واللائي لم يحضن وأولاة الأحمال أجلهن أن يضعن حملهن ومن يتق الله يجعل له من أمره يسرا ذلك أمر الله أنزله إليكم ومن يتق الله يكفر عنه سيئاته ويعظم له أجرا أسكنوهن من حيث سكنتم من وجدكم ولا تضاروهن لتضيقوا عليهن وإن كن أولات حمل فأنفقوا عليهن حتى يضعن حملهن فإن أرضعن لكم فآتوهن أجورهن وأتمروا بينكم بمعروف وإن تعاسرتم فسترضع له أخرى لينفق ذو سعة من سعته ومن قدر عليه رزقه فلينفق مما آتاه الله لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا ما آتاها سيجعل الله بعد عسر يسرا وكأين من قرية عتت عن أمر ربها ورسله فحاسبناها حسابا شديدا وعذبناها عذابا نكرا فذاقت وبال أمرها وكان عاقبة أمرها خسرا أعد الله لهم عذابا شديدا فاتقوا الله يا أولي الألباب الذين آمنوا قد أنزل الله إليكم ذكرا رسولا يتلو عليكم آيات الله مبينات ليخرج الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات من الظلمات إلى النور ومن يؤمن بالله ويعمل صالحا يدخله جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا قد أحسن الله له رزقا الله الذي خلق 7 سماوات ومن الأرض مثلهن يتنزل الأمر بينهن لتعلموا أن الله على كل شيء قدير وأن الله قد أحاط بكل شيء.
As the gender war rages on, in order to keep the peace, we must discuss the exact facts. Welcome to Exactly. I'm your host, Saudi Man. Remove your shoes and enter upon your right foot, upon the right state of mind, bi'idhnillah. Topic: the accountability she lacks. Nature or nurture? This topic is indeed a very important one, because as far as those that were raised in the Christian mindset or raised by Christian parents, we were told the story of Adam and Eve in the garden and how their fall from paradise ensued. But then later we become Muslim and we hear a different account. And I will say without any trepidation or any pause that indeed the Islamic account or the Quranic account is king, is indeed king. And I'm going to bring in the brother Black Mind, but I'm going to wait until he's ready, inshallah ta'ala, and then I'm going to bring him on. So indeed, he is going to be chiming in today on this topic, a very important topic. And walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu to all of those who gave the taslim, including, mashallah, brother Black Mind. So I will forward you the link, inshallah ta'ala, ya akhi. Okay. let me see. 1 second. Okay. The link will be forwarded now, inshallah ta'ala. Okay. Now, to start off this topic, I will give the account that was found in the biblical text. And for those of you that were born and raised Muslim, never probably ran across this, maybe heard something about it, but nevertheless, just for filler, that's a battle rap term, for filler, I'll give the biblical account of Eid, inshallah ta'ala. Brother Black Mind will pray the Fajr, inshallah ta'ala, and then he'll chime in and I'll allow him into the room to give his input. So the biblical story goes in Genesis, the first book of the Bible. It says, the woman you put here with me. This is after the serpent, which they call a snake. Okay. We know it was Iblis, the shaitan, actually. Okay. But biblically, it says, the woman you put here with me, she gave me some fruit from the tree and I ate it. So automatically, biblically, Allah Ta'ala is addressing Adam, alayhi salam, okay, for the sin, again, biblically, not saying what the Islamic standard is, we'll hit the Islamic standard secondly or lastly. So he is automatically pointing fingers at the woman. Now we would, the woman you put here with me, she gave me some fruit from the tree and I ate it. Now, what you'll notice about this, the serpent is not being blamed. The snake, or whatever they say, snake even got no arms. But he said that, the serpent is not being blamed. The shaitan is not being blamed. He's automatically blaming the wife, according to the biblical narrative, which we know is worse than the worst children's story. Okay? So, it reads, consequently, God, the biblical God, said to Eve. So you have Adam blaming Eve for what the serpent influenced her to do or them to do. Again, we're talking biblically, so please, I've got to keep reiterating that so people won't take this that are coming in later as an Islamic standard. It's not. Far from the Islamic standard. So because Adam is blaming her and not the serpent, God of the Bible addresses Eve and says, I will greatly increase your pains in childbearing. So they say this is where the menstrual cycle comes from, the cramps, menstrual cramps. They say the menstrual cycle comes from this, and also the pains of childbearing come through this, because according to the Bible, Eve deceived Adam and not the serpent. Now the Bible before this went into a whole spiel about how the serpent is influencing them to eat of the tree, the fruit of the tree or what have you, the herb of the tree, some Bibles, okay? It goes on in that, but then after the sin is committed, then Adam of the Bible starts blaming Eve of the Bible. So God turns and starts talking to Eve and not the serpent or Adam, but turns and starts talking to Eve and said, I will greatly increase your pains in childbearing. With pain you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. So, okay, saying this childbearing, the pains of it, the pains of carrying a child and the pains of delivering a child will be upon you for eating of this herb or this fruit of the garden, And it says, your desire will be for your husband. If only this was true. But in latter times and in modern day, desired beyond their husbands. They've desired men that weren't their husbands. And men have desired women that weren't their wives, or didn't desire to make them even wives, but desired even just to copulate with them, okay? Without even making them wives. Cohabitate even apartment complexes and buying homes with women and men and women that are not even married together. They're making long-term commitment, but won't make the simple commitment of making their relationship halal. Okay? And he says, your desire will be your husband, which before that, I guess they had no desire for each other, according to the biblical narrative. And he will rule over you. So now, see, look at this. Now Adam alayhi salam is in charge. Now he's going to rule over the woman. Because we know Islamically, if the serpent is saying, hey, eat the fruit, and the man says, and let's say the woman says, hey, eat the fruit, the man has the final say as he is the leader. But apparently, biblically, until they ate of the fruit and were, dropping dimes on each other, now the man is going to rule over the woman, okay? Nevertheless, then God turns to Adam, okay? Because you listened to your wife and ate of the tree, or ate from the tree, cursed is the ground because of you. Okay, so now Adam is getting some of the blame now. Because you listened to your wife. The serpent is not even mentioned. Because you listened to your wife. So what would this be? Muhammad SAW listened to his wife when the Muslims refused to shave their heads, when they were denied Hajj by the Quraysh and had to postpone the Hajj for the next year. Muhammad SAW listened to his wife. He said, oh, Muhammad, shave your head. If you shave your head, they'll follow you. Because the Sahaba wouldn't even, they wouldn't even near about the shaving their heads. They weren't feeling it. Okay, because they were mad because they couldn't make the Hajj that year. So what happened was Muhammad SAW went, listened to the advice of his wife, and he shaved his head. And then the Sahaba saw him shave his head, then they shaved their head. Because it was not far for them to shave their heads. Okay, if you understand the ritual, okay? They didn't make Hajj, so they're not going to shave their head. Muhammad SAW shaved his head, then the Sahaba anhum followed suit. So this was from the advice of his wife, one of his wives. So nevertheless, this being said, biblically, Adam is being addressed now. You listen to your wife because you listen to your wife. As if it was a bad thing to listen to the wife. And ate of the tree. Okay, did the bad thing, listening to his wife, according to this. Okay, subhanAllah. I apologize. The feed dropped. Okay, I still got the 4 viewers. It's still there. It dropped, but it came right back. So I'm not sure if I missed anything. But never, as I was saying, then this is the biblical account of the fall. Okay, I guess you would call it, of Adam and Eve. Okay, now the Quranic account is far different. Okay, listen to the Quranic account. This is in the English translation of the meaning. The Bible has no original language, so you can't actually go to that. But you can actually go to the Arabic and clear up any misconceptions in English and understand what's being said or meant. The Quran says in Surah the 7th Surah 22nd and 23rd ayat, Surah Al-A'raf. Al-A'raf. Okay. It says, by deceit, he, Shaitan, so the blame goes straight to Shaitan, brought them to their fall. When they tasted the tree, their shame became manifest to them, and they began to sew together the leaves of the garden over their bodies. Okay, they were walking around naked. They didn't have a sense of shame. And the Shaitan, because they obeyed him, okay, and tasted the tree, then, there's no snake, no apple, but tasted of the tree, their nakedness became shameful to them, because they were like children before that. Children walk around, they have no shame. They'll pull their diaper off and walk around. There's no shame involved. You have to instill shame and decorum upon a child at a certain age when they become, conscious of that. Nevertheless, their shame became manifest to them, and they began to sew together leaves of the garden over their bodies, and their Lord called unto them, did I not forbid you that tree and tell you that Shaitan was your avowed enemy? Okay,